Today on the Daily BA, an Operant Coffee collab piece about Evalyn Segal and why you should care. She was a brilliant behavior analyst and she held a professorship in the 1950s. This was not common. As World War II was closing, many of the jobs that women were in were being handed back over to men. It was also very, very common that there were written policies in companies that women should be paid less than men at this time. And on top of that, the social pressure to stay at home while the men returned from war and reclaimed the jobs was all too real at this time. And to be clear, while conditions have improved, they are far from equal. One of the things that I think is most fascinating about her, she earned her first degree at the age of just 17 years old. And on top of that, she also got another one prior to getting her PhD. And I've compiled 4 reasons that you should read her work and learn a little bit about her history. First, a quote about her most cited work, linking evolution to behavior. It tackled the essential question of what operants are formed from. Put another way, it focused on what in behavior corresponds to variation in evolution, where reinforcement corresponds to selection. This seminal paper is still cited frequently. For example, it is the basis of William Baum's recasting of reinforcement as induction, which just exemplifies that Don Bear quote, "The women were there, but mainly were ignored." So on top of not following these standards and norms, being extremely smart, just brilliant, she also was making sure that she created opportunities for herself, created research opportunities. And 1973 really exemplifies that when she opened her own primate laboratory. So if you're thinking like, can she get any more awesome and take this a step further? Yes she can. Let's highlight a little bit of her activism and how she pushed things forward. She milited for gay rights, assisted suicide, disarmament, and the unionization of professors. I remember this is at a time where it's extremely hard to even have a position as a female. To do this at a time so boldly where she characterized herself as, I quote, "a gay woman behaviorist who loves her laboratory animals." And my last point is really an extension off the first one, but she was looking at this concept of induction, which I would argue that at its essence is one of the actual principles of behavior. What it is it states that when two things occur in close temporal contiguity, close in time to each other, that the effects one stimulus might have on the other can transfer over to the other. With what they call non-arbitrary stimuli, you get a weaker and weaker transfer. This is what people were finding, such as Pavlov back in the day. However, with language is different, and this is at the root of something like relational frame theory, and that things can be greater or less than and have different properties and create the sort of stress, real world issues that we all struggle with day to day when it comes to mental health, productivity, and just being a human. So she is, to me, what represents not only an amazing behavior analyst, but an amazing human being as well. Please check her out. More links are below, and I've included everything to Operant Coffee, including this discount code. If you can, support us, support behavior analysis, like, share, and comment. It actually makes a difference, and I will see you in the next one. That is your Daily BA.